Hi everyone, this is Miss Fatima. This is a recorded session for year 4. Yeah, enjoy the session. See you. So for the main part of our lesson today, we'll be looking at pronunciation, and in particular we'll be looking at the pronunciation of this sound, the. It's actually got two. The TH makes two sounds, and I'll be going through this in more detail in today's lesson. And I just wanted to say that as part of our phonics and reading sessions, sometimes I'll be incorporating pronunciation as a regular feature, actually. So today is like the proper sort of pronunciation session that we'll be having on the sound, on the letters TH, which makes either th or the, and this is, I'm going to go through it in more detail. So now, the pronunciation, as I said, of a TH is actually, TH makes two different pronunciations, and I'll be giving you some guidelines to help you decide when to pronounce this or that when you're talking and when you're reading, and remember, at the end of the day, the more practice you do, the better you get at it. Now, the sound TH is actually a very common sound in the English language, but it's not very common in many other languages. Now, the sound TH, as I said, it's really common in the English language, and if you're having trouble pronouncing the correct TH sound, don't worry, you know, don't feel embarrassed at all, because you're not alone. Many people struggle with this sound, but the good news is, with practice, you can get really good at making the correct TH pronunciation. It's a bit like when you go to the gym for the first time. You practice your muscles, and at the end of day 1, you go home and you're feeling really stiff, and your muscles are aching all over. And you can actually think of the pronunciation of the same way, because pronunciation comes from our tongue and mouth, and our tongue is actually a muscle, and the more we practice it, the better we get at pronunciation. So much like going to the gym, where the more you practice, the stronger you get and the less ache you feel. It's the same with your tongue. With practice, you know, practice makes perfect, as they say. So now let's look at the position of the mouth. I'm just going to get a little bit closer to the camera now to just show you what I mean by the position of the sound. Now, when you're pronouncing the sound TH, your tongue needs to stick out a little bit. I'm just going to show you here. So the can you see my tongue? I've noticed a lot of children, when they're pronouncing the sound the, they don't stick out their tongue, so they end up saying z, because when your tongue is inside, you either make the sound s, or the sound z. But the correct way to pronounce the sound TH is to stick your tongue a little bit, yeah, so just like the. And notice it is not free-flowing. There's a little bit of tension between my upper teeth and the tongue. So, yeah. So, remember, your tongue needs to stick out a little bit, yeah. And you can use your finger there as a guide. Not too much, like, that's wrong, yeah. And not too much inside. That's incorrect. So just the right position, just stick it out a little bit. Okay, so that's the position of your mouth. Now let's look at the two different sounds that TH makes. The first one is what we call the voiced TH sound, and this is voiced because you need to use your throat, you need to use your vocal cords. Your vocal cords are in your throat, yeah? So the first sound is v, v, v. And if you put your hand on your throat, you can almost feel the vibrations, v, v, yeah? So that's the voiced TH, v, v, yeah? Now the second one is the unvoiced. Yeah, the position of the mouth, the tongue is still the same, but it's unvoiced because I'm not going to use my throat. I'm now going to use my tongues. I'm going to fill my lungs. I'm going to fill them with air, and I need to push out the air. That's the second sound, yeah? So that's unvoiced. And this is the voiced TH. V, 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 v. Voiced and unvoiced. Okay? Now, and when do we use voiced TH and when do we use an unvoiced TH? That's a great question. Unfortunately, there is no straight answer to this, and I know that you love it when you ask a question and I give you the answer to it. It's just 1 + 1 = 2. There's no other way around it. But you know, with the TH sound, there are a lot of exceptions, and unfortunately it's not possible for me to give you a straight answer, like this is when you use the voiced and that's when you use the unvoiced. So yeah, that's unfortunately the case. However, there are some guidelines that I can give you to help you remember in general, when to use the voiced TH and when to use the unvoiced TH. Now remember, I said guidelines, so these are not rules. So for that, there will be lots and lots of exceptions. Okay. So now let's look at the unvoiced sound first of all, which is the unvoiced TH. So now, when the unvoiced, usually we use the unvoiced TH when we are using content words. Words that give meaning to a sentence. Words such as nouns. So an example would be a thorn, or a thorn is usually what it's, it's a prickly thing that you find in roses and some plants. That's a thorn, yeah? Or a thumb. Yeah, thorn, a thumb. Or you can, for example, or even verbs like think, thought. Or you can even in adjectives such as thin, thick. These are all unvoiced. Yeah. So generally when the TH is unvoiced in content words that give meaning to a sentence. Like I said, like I've just given you examples of verbs and nouns and adjectives. And secondly, if the TH is between two consonants, is usually unvoiced. If the TH is in the middle of two consonants, is unvoiced. For example, bathtub, or faithful, or worthless. Yeah, bathtub is the bath that is in the toilet. When you're having a bath, it's the bathtub. You go in the bathtub when you're having a relaxed bath. Faithful, someone who is trustworthy or unworthy, all of these. So the TH, as you might have noticed, is unvoiced, yeah? And if the TH comes at the end of a word, the TH at the end of words is usually unvoiced. And remember, this is a general rule. There are exceptions. So an example would be mouth. So that's unvoiced. Mouth. Yeah. You can have strength. You have strength. You get strength from your muscles. You can have teeth. These are your teeth. Okay, teeth. And what else? Warmth. When you're wearing a jacket, it gives you warmth. Yeah, so notice these are all unvoiced. However, there are exceptions, and we will discuss these exceptions in just a minute. I'm just going to go over the voiced TH now. Now, usually we used voiced TH in structure words or function words. Now, a structure word is a word that you need to use in a sentence, but on its own, it doesn't really have much meaning, unlike the content words, which have a lot of meaning. So a structure word or a function word, an example of that would be things like, I've written some down here. You've got this pen, the flower, there, they're over there, though is like although, and then, and there's also them, there, and you can have, yeah, I think I've gone through most of them. Yeah, these are structure word or function word. They give meaning to a. They are important for the structure of a sentence. Yeah, but on their own they don't have much meaning. So when you use TH in these kind of structure word, the TH is voiced. Yeah, like we've just been through it. The, this, that, and remember the position of the tongue. The. Yeah, you stick it out a little bit. Yeah, and the TH between two vowels is usually voiced. TH between two vowels is usually voiced. I've got some examples here. So bother, yeah, when you bother someone, it's you're troubling them. Or you've got worthy, yeah, worthy. Or you've got mother. These are, notice the TH is between two vowels. The TH is between two vowels, yeah? So the TH is voiced, yeah? When it's between two vowels. Now the TH at the end of, remember earlier I said the TH at the end of words is usually unvoiced. Remember when I said mouth, teeth, what else did I say? Fifth, and strength. I said all of those. Usually the TH is unvoiced at the end of the words, with the exception if the TH ends with an E, yeah, and then it becomes voiced. So an example is bathe or breathe. You've also got, yeah, loathe. Loathe is when you hate something, or when you hate someone so much you loathe that thing. For example, I loathe tea with sugar. That means I don't like to add sugar in my tea. Yeah, I like my tea without sugar. So yeah, that's a little general rule. Now remember, so these are pretty much the guidelines that I talked to you about, but there are exceptions. I know, that's the English language. There's always lots and lots of exceptions. Now an example of an exception is smooth, clothes, frothy. Oh, now I'm looking at this, and I know some of you are saying, but Miss Fatima, you said that smooth is unvoiced at the end, but that's smooth. I'm voicing that, and that's because there are lots and lots of exceptions. The guidelines we've just been through are merely guidelines, but at the end of the day, the more you read and the more you speak, the more you will understand the differences and the exceptions. Yeah, so please go through this video again and watch it again, and if you can find, in fact, if you can find some other exceptions, please put them, send them to me, and we can discuss, we can chat about them, we can share them amongst all our friends, and yeah, we can continue the learning that way. And if you have any questions, if any part of this video was not clear, please also write to me, and yeah, I'll be more than happy to respond, and we can have a discussion about it. Right, I have written down some sentences for us to have a bit of a practice, just a little bit of a practice, to look at the some of the guidelines that we talked about. So I've got some examples here, some sentences. Yeah, so the first example I've got here is there are 3 of them over there. There are 3 of them over there. There are 3 of them over there. I've got another example here. At 3:30 on Thursday. At 3:30 on Thursday. 1,000 of those thrilling thinkers will gather. Yeah? Please read with Miss Fatima. At 3:30 on Thursday, and notice that I took a bit of a pause because there was a comma there. Yeah? 1,000 of those thinkers will gather. Yeah, and I've just got one last sentence for us to practice. Throw those things to Theo. Throw those things to Theo. Throw those things to Theo. Now, Theo is a name of a boy, okay? So that's the end of our TH sound practice today. Our next session will probably be a normal phonics session, but I'd like to incorporate more of these pronunciation sessions. Now, if you like today's session, please let me know. Write to me or through School Everywhere. I'd love to hear from you. And if you want us to do it differently, or if there's other sounds that you're struggling to pronounce, please write them to Miss Fatima. I'd like to know which sounds you're struggling with, and we'll practice them together. Yeah. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. And now we're going to go to our story part of the session. Yeah, okay, see you soon. Hi, so for our story today, we will continue from where we stopped, from the magic flute. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying the story. It's a very nice story, and it's proving to be a very long story. We've read chapter 3 last week. We're going to go through chapter 4 today, yeah? And if you can't remember, I hope you can remember. If you can't remember where we stopped last week, just go and watch last week's recorded video to have a quick recap of chapter 3. And just quickly to show you where we stopped was this page where when what's his name? When Chang had a new flute made by that old man, that kind old man. He made him a new flute, and he stood there outside and he started playing it, and all the children gathered around him, including that golden bird, yeah, that the emperor is looking to get his hands on it. So now, chapter 4, Jing search. Now, Jing is one of the 3 children, yeah? One of the 3 emperor's children. Now, that's his search. Now, this chapter is called Jing search. All day, Jing looked for the golden bird. "It must be here somewhere," he said. "I will find it." He came to the village. The old man was in his garden. He was picking red cherries from a cherry tree. "I will ask him about the bird," Jing thought to himself. "I am looking for a golden bird," Jing said to the old man. "It is the most beautiful bird in the world, and it sings the most beautiful songs. Have you seen it? I must find it, or my father will be angry," Jing said to the old man. The old man looked at Jing. "Oh," he said, "is your father often angry?" "My father is the emperor," said Jing. "An emperor can be angry whenever he likes," said Jing to the old man. "I understand," said the old man. "Yes, I can help you find the golden bird, but you must pay me." Now the old man said to Jing, "I can help you find the golden bird, but you must pay me." What is he looking for? After a while, Jing saw a boy. The boy was playing a bamboo flute. People and animals sat in a circle around the boy. Can you see that? That's Chang. Jing saw the golden bird sitting on a branch at the top of the tree. That's Jing there. You see him? And he saw the golden bird. As the boy played the flute, the bird sang a beautiful song. Jing walked up to the boy and held up the bag of jewels. He held up a bag of jewels next to the boy. "An old man told me to come here," Jing said. "I will give you these jewels. Will you give me that golden bird?" So Jing went to the boy. The boy is Chang, remember, the main character of the story. And he said to him, "I'm going to give you this bag of jewels. Will you give me that golden bird?" The boy took the bag of jewels. Then he played the flute. At once the bird flew down from the tree and sat on the boy's shoulders. He gently picked up the bird and gave it to Jing. That's what Chang did. So basically he took the bag of jewels from Chang, and he took the bird and he gave it to Chang. Is Chang going to be the lucky one? Is Chang going to give the golden bird to his father and get the silver sword? Jing put the golden bird under his arm and set off back to the palace. He was walking, rushing, going to see his father. He's so excited, thinking, I won the contest. That was easy. That was very easy, he laughed. I will give the golden bird to my father, and he will give me the silver sword, he said to himself. But then he heard the flute again. The golden bird heard the flute too. In a flash of gold, it flew from under Jing's arms and flew away into the forest. Where did the bird fly to? That's right. It was the sound of the flute that drew him. So as soon as the bird heard the flute, just went for it. And poor old Jing, he lost the golden bird. Shall we read another chapter? It's getting so exciting, but I'm going to stop. I will stop. So we will continue the story next time. I hope you enjoyed this chapter. Maybe, just maybe, I'll tell you 2 chapters next time. But don't try and read it. I know some of you can try and Google it. Oops, did I just say Google? No, don't. Wait for Miss Fatima to tell you. And I hope that you've enjoyed the general today, the lesson today in general. And very important, those pronunciation of th and the. Please go over them again. Write to me with any comments. I'd love to hear from you, as always. Take care. Bye for now.